Hi guys, so it's finally here. It's been a few months since I came back from Iceland, and I've been working on this video for quite a while as well, because I really wanted to show my favorite clips from Iceland and also make a painting inspired by my trip to Iceland. And here it is! It's finally here! Are you excited? Because I am, apparently. When we were in Iceland, we were there for 8 days and we traveled by camper van. And for the first, I think it was 4 days, it was so windy. It was really so windy that even the roads had to close because it was too dangerous to drive on the road. And I remember sitting in the car, feeling the wind actually push against the car in like big gusts of wind. And you could feel it like actually taking a grip on the car. And when we were by the seaside or by the ocean, we could see these like big crazy waves, especially when we were at the black sand beach. There were signs everywhere that said you have to be careful and not get too close to the water, because with the wave the sand could suddenly like just pull you under. And the waves turned out to be a lot bigger than expected. Even though you stood there and it looked like the waves wouldn't reach you, they still could. So even though I couldn't really fly my drone that often because it was so windy, and my drone is so lightweight, So every time I put it down on the ground and had planned to fly with it, it just told me right away like, nope, I'm not taking off, this is too dangerous for me. I've heard so many lovely things about Iceland and its nature and the glaciers and the mountains. In Norway we have very lush forests, especially in Bergen because it rains so much. So it's almost like a rainforest kind of vibe in Bergen because of all the rain. In Iceland it's a different story. It's very barren. There's no trees at all because there's so much wind and the weather is so harsh. It's like even with animals, they have thicker fur and they are more sturdy. Everything is just more sturdy in Iceland, it seems like. But it was truly so beautiful. And I just wanted to stand and look at the ocean, look at the mountains. That's also so funny because from a distance, when you looked at a mountain, you couldn't really see how big the mountain would be. There were no trees to like have a size difference. So you could see a mountain from far away and think that, oh, I could hike up that. Suddenly you're at the base of the mountain and it's the biggest thing you've ever seen. But yeah, sorry, enough about Iceland, let's talk about this painting. So as I said, I really enjoyed watching the waves and the like wild ocean. I really connected to just like the wind on this trip. Like even when we slept inside the camper van, some nights it would sound like gunshots because we had like a flip-up tent on the roof of the car, and the fabric of the tent would just like snap because of the wind. So it was like a big part of the journey of the traveling was like the wind. And I really want to capture that, and I couldn't really do that without having waves, I feel like. I felt like Iceland has something magical about it. It's very like rough, very raw, and I imagined just standing on a cliff and waving hello to like a sea creature. I really could see how it could fit in, and I thought, well, a mermaid, that's perfect. And when I first started sketching up this idea, I had the person in front, the one closest to us, I had that be a guy, and then I thought, stop it, it doesn't have to be a guy just because the mermaid is a girl. And the mermaid doesn't even have to be a girl. I mean, guys can have long hair too. But I thought I valued more the connection between just two people instead of like the typical love interest kind of deal. And also they have matching hair color because I have piercings, and back in the day I used to have red hair, and it was very like proper red. And whenever I would meet someone on the street that either had piercings or had like dyed hair, we would say hi, or we would smile to each other, or do like a little bit like, you and me, it's you and me. Because a lot of other people, especially in small towns, they would look at you weirdly. They would look at you like you were a freak. And it's kind of nice to have that connection, even though you don't know the person. It's kind of like, yeah, you and me, we know each other. We know something about each other. And I felt like that could be the kind of connection between this girl that is a human waving to this mermaid that's on top of a cliff. So it's like an unlikely friendship, but they still have something in common, or they just want to say hi. They're both curious and they're both open. I really love those kinds of surprise connections that you can have with people despite your differences. There's no reason for you to have a connection, but you do. And yeah, so that's enough of my rambling. I love the details that I managed to break the frame as well. I've been loving that lately. So the waves are coming outside of the painting, if you know what I mean. Here you have some peel porn as well. But yeah, so it's finally here, and I really hope you like it. I'm really happy with this one, and it was a fun challenge because I played around with gouache as well. I have more paintings on the way, and check me out on Instagram if you want to see more. And please check out the two lovely and talented and just amazing people that I traveled with, Eirik and Ada. And here are their handles for Instagram. They are photographers, they are super talented. They managed to capture some beautiful photos from our Iceland trip, and it's definitely worth a look. And yeah, I'll see you next time.